So, what is a hedge witch? Hey, welcome to my channel. My name is Primrose. If you've been here before, then welcome back. And if you haven't been here before, then I make videos all on spiritual pagan-based content with some travel, fashion, and beauty thrown in as well. So what I wanted to talk about today is exactly what is a hedge witch, because I did a video probably about a year back now explaining that I think my spiritual belief system has changed a little bit. I feel like my focus has almost shifted. So I just wanted to give you guys some information on what hedge witchery actually is and what it all entails. So if that sounds like something you would like to learn more about, then do keep watching and make sure you give me a very big thumbs up. So, hedge witchery. Hedge witchery is a subcategory that comes off of like the pagan umbrella, and there's lots of different like subcategories underneath paganism, so it is a very broad umbrella in terms of all the different types of spiritual belief system that you might hold underneath the whole pagan title. And it does follow closely along with the Wiccan path, but just like all beliefs surrounding Wicca, you are free to make it your own. So if you don't want to like strictly follow the Wheel of the Year and you don't want to follow a more Wiccan path, you're more directed to like a witchcraft path, then that's completely acceptable. Like Wicca and witchcraft is very much it is what you make it. They're very self-directed and self-guided spiritual belief systems. Don't freak if you don't vibe with certain aspects of it, because you do have the flexibility to make it exactly as you want it to be and to fit around a lifestyle that works for you. So the term hedge witch does actually have different meanings depending on where in the world you're from. So the very well-known British meaning and the meaning that it means to me, or the one that's like at the forefront of my belief system, is this. So the term hedge witch specifically refers to like years and years ago where there would be more small villages around the country. Not everywhere was so connected, and typically in these villages they would have a healer or a witch of some sort. This is a person that would live beyond their hedge. They wouldn't be a part of the main village, they would be like over the hedgerow. And I don't know if you're familiar with how it works in the UK, but in order to separate farmers' fields from each other, they grew the hedgerows. So if you look at like British countryside, it'll all be separated by hedgerows, and that's to distinguish between who owns what piece of land. So the witch would always live on the outskirts of a village beyond the hedge. Another meaning of a hedge witch is specifically relating to somebody that goes beyond the veil. So there's very similar themes here in terms of who a hedge witch is. Obviously one's beyond a hedge, but then there's also somebody that goes beyond the veil and kind of overlap. They have a similar sort of meaning and they hint towards the same thing. And when I talk about it is somebody that goes beyond the veil, it means that somebody that is communicating with spirits and those that have passed on for divination and guidance purposes. I personally feel more strongly connected to the first version that I told. However, like I say, the lines do blur when looking at both of them because they do have the same connotations. And I think the author Ray Beth describes what a hedge witch is the best when she says it like this. Each meaning refers to the symbolic hedgerow, of which could be seen to divide the everyday world of human community from what was perceived as being beyond it. This would mean the other world, wild nature spirits and ancestral spirits, elves or fairy kind, depending on what you believe. So what exactly does a hedge witch do? So a hedge witch can, obviously, depending on your personal practice and your preference, follow a Wiccan blended path, or the path of a witch. They place a lot of focus on the hearth, and the hearth means the home. They also place a lot of meaning on kitchen witchery, the garden, herbalism, and are often healers, so they will make tinctures or herbal remedies or cures for certain things. Often the practice includes a lot of foraging or scrumping, and these will be things that you use in your craft, and fresh food and natural medicines, natural healing remedies will be a preference as well. People lived for hundreds of years without any of the stuff that we have today, and it's like almost going back to your roots. It's like getting in touch with nature again in terms of survival. Think also, you know, your herbal teas, your log fires, just very like natural living, I think is the best word. It's utilising what you've got in nature, but also what you can provide as well. Hedge witches are often solitary over joining a coven as well. I'm sure there are hedge witch covens that exist out there, but you know, typically with the hedge witch, as I said, they would live on the outskirts of a village, so it's probably more suited to your like solitary practitioners better. And then relating back to like the over the hedge hedge over the veil connotations. Things like meditation, trance work, and spiritual connections will also be a part of the hedge witchcraft. And that's kind of hedge witchery in a very tight nutshell. Like I say, there's a lot of things that overlap with Wicca if you choose to believe that. But if you do want to know more about hedge witchery, then I would 100% recommend getting Ray Beth's book. It's been my absolute guide in learning this path and learning the traditions. Like I say, a lot of them do very closely overlap with Wicca, so there's not too much different there. It's just the main focuses of your practice will be a little bit different, and you know, if you're like me, then maybe they're better suited to you in that way. But I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you've enjoyed this explanation. If you'd like me to do more videos like this where I talk about some of the other spiritual beliefs under that pagan umbrella, then let me know down in the comments, because I would be more than happy to share what I learn with you guys in a way that you can also learn as well. So thank you so much for being here. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. Bye!